or 110. But also, before the birds come, they're probably migratory birds, I think you stated. So put a fan out there, a simple fan, and the shock tape. Birds will not build a nest where it's windy. They're looking for places that are dead airspace to build nests. So a little shock tape, a little wind up there with a simple house fan, and you're going to solve that problem.
Very good. Let's go to South Dakota. We continue on. Beth, thank you for calling. How can we help you?
Yeah, I have grapevines, and the robins want to get into them every fall, and I've tried the bird netting, and that's a pain to mess with all the time, trying to take it off especially. So I'm wondering about that shock stick, or if you have other recommendations keeping robins out of the fruit.
Well, hi, Beth. It's Paul Rosario. Yes, the shock stick is the best way to go about that. Let me just pick this up right here. Depending on how big your bush is or your tree.
Did she say vine, or was it
I think it was
a vineyard?
A vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can install these in the vineyard, and they're very effective. Once the birds hit this shock stick, they get that static jolt. You'll be surprised, amazed that they won't come back.
And you can just simply, you don't have to use the wire that comes with. There's about a 2.5 foot piece of wire that comes on each end. You can simply make these. You can separate these by 10 feet if you needed to. So you may just want to put one shock stick per tree, and see how the birds react. Just put it up nice and high, so it's the first thing that the birds land on, and they will stay away.
Yeah, I was going to say for Beth, if she's got a vineyard and you've got, I don't know, number of rows, maybe it doesn't matter if you want to put it on either end of a row or
wherever you see
end.
that bird constantly going into, that's where you want to purchase, so that it's a habit forming thing. Birds go usually back to the same spot all the time. So once they do that, and once that bird hits this,
yeah, if you put a few of these around the vineyard and put a flock reflector or two up, the birds see the flock reflector, they land on the shock stick. They don't know it's the shock stick that hurts. They think it's the flock reflector. So they work together. Now you got two things working for you instead of just
But you
one.
want to put that up high.
Up
That's
high.
kind of
Yes.
interesting. I would put that on the vine, just attach it to the vine, but you want it up higher. So
well,
that's the first thing.
They're going to land on the highest spot and then jump down. So get it up high, make it easy to land on.
Very good. Moving on to North Carolina. Charlie, thank you for holding on, and you're up next. How can we help you?
I have 4 poultry houses, and they're about 500 feet long by 40s, and we have a bad starling problem. They get in my generator and build nests around my, the radiator and parts of the generator. And we've tried different snakes and all kind of owls and everything else. And I was wondering what do y'all recommend that I need to get started to take care of this problem?
Well, the shock tape will certainly help. Depending on the structure that you have and the amount of beams that you have inside your poultry houses, will be what determine what I recommend for you. For sure, you want to put some shock tape inside those buildings. But we also have a gel product that we didn't have time to bring with us today that you can mix and match with this tape. And what happens is the birds will fly into your poultry barn. They'll land either on this, all natural gel or the shock tape, and it'll make it uncomfortable. We'll keep them out. You also want to limit the entry points to the poultry barns. You have open windows, net them. Make it so they only have one way in and one way out. And if you do that, then you can also sort of hang these. We have these nets that you can hang up to eliminate that problem as well. We almost make curtains out of nets. So there's stuff we could definitely help you with. We can't cover it all today, but if you give us a call, we'll hook you up. But the shock tape for sure is a good first step.
No, maybe he's on the inside. I was considering that maybe it was on the outside, talking about his generators and again making nests on the outside. If it is on the outside of the building, what would you? How does that scenario change if it does?
It's the same thing. You can put the shock tape outside. Typically, what we try to do is, if you have a poultry thing, we don't want the birds pooping onto the ground, so the chickens are eating it and getting sick. So we try to do both. Depends. Once we have a complete scenario, we can see what's going on. We'll do the simplest thing first. Whatever his problem is, we can easily keep birds off of generators. Multiple ways of doing it.
Very good. All right, and with that, we're going to take our last break, but let me give you our telephone number if you're watching or listening in and want to join the conversation. 877-731-6733 is our telephone number. We'll be giving you Flockfree and Make a Move telephone number as well. It'll be after our program is over, special rates and deals tonight. Those of you that are watching and listening, just because you are watching or listening to our new friends and family here at Flockfree and Make a Move. But before that, we're going to take our last break, come back and take your telephone calls. We'll be right back.
This is Rural Radio Live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Like watching the whole show. All excited.
2 minutes. Good calls, too.
We'll mention the Hazer Road.
Okay. And who is it? The next call is about hazers. Let's go. Well, hazers might be the answer. Do you want to? So, do you want to take the call first, or talk about hazers first?
Probably Steve.
Okay. All right. We're going to let the call kind of lead you into the hazer product. So, do we have that handy, or we're just
It's looking good. The collar's about geese. That's why she thought it was
geese?
Perfect.
Okay.
transition. You guys, it's going great.
It is. Okay. Go ahead, Beck.
You got the Hazer? We'll get this thing out of the way.
Winter. All right, in 1 minute. Yeah, we can put that up.
Take a photo of this, okay. They can run the video, I guess, of the Hazer.
Yeah, they can run that, but it's also up here, and,
Sure.
and just so it doesn't, you might want to tilt it. Yeah, there you go, so they can get a shot of this front. That's the side's not much to look at. So,
Exactly.
huh?
I'm just putting powder all over myself. It was nice to meet you
Nice
guys.
meeting you too. Thank you so much.
Good luck
Yeah.
with everything. Come back and see us.
Right.